Shout out
They
to
had a
Jax,
good
man.
season. They had a good season. It's over.
It's over,
So
huh?
yeah, it's over.
Already. So what else is going on with you, man? You got how's what's the with the shop? How's the shop doing?
Shop doing good or whatever. We just added one more guy to the team or whatever, Mike Brady, and other than that, it's been good. I mean, the holidays, so it's been a little slower or whatever for, them reasons or
Right.
whatever. But other than that, man, it's good or whatever, steady going. And then one thing or whatever, I do want to clarify. I am not the owner of Turning
Oh,
Heads or whatever. I'm just one of the guys that help make stuff happen up in there.
you make
So,
a lot happen in there, brother. You've been making a lot
you
happen
know,
for a long time.
Eric Jackson is the owner of the
Shout out to
barbershop.
Jack,
So,
man. Shout out to
yeah.
Jack. But that's something I noticed when you work really hard. Because all through my career, wherever I worked at, they just assume
Yeah,
I was the owner. You know what I'm saying?
well, he's that guy that's like, hey, it's our place or whatever,
Yeah,
he's
he's a team
definitely,
player.
yeah.
He
So,
don't be tripping on that stuff.
nah, he don't want to be the face of it. He just more throws it at me, you know what I mean? But, one thing about him, as long as we've been there, never made a business decision without consulting with me,
Right.
So he's just that guy, like, hey, what do you think? This and that, but he'll never really do something without just,
Right.
you know,
Just making a move,
Yeah.
especially something big or major.
yeah, and then if I think something, hey man, look, this is what we need to do, and he's like, all right, let's do it or whatever, So, that's just our relationship. That's about a 20-year relationship. So
20 years.
Yeah.
Man,
Yep.
that's a long time.
Yeah, it's a long time or whatever. It's a long time to still be good with people. I mean, 20 years, a lot of stuff could go bad or whatever.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So.
So let me ask you something. Like, since this is a Detailed Data podcast. You guys are just tuning in. I'm with my good friend, one of my best friends in this, just in life and in this industry. He's also one of my mentors for sure. I definitely follow his lead. He's probably the only person you'll hear me brag about for the most part. And I wanted to start shedding more light on the barber game and just how to make our culture better than it has been, since right now our industry is just so up and booming. Like, to be a barber is so respected these days, as of maybe 10, 15, 20 years ago. We got millionaire barbers these days, we got celebrity barbers, like all kind of stuff happening. So the industry is crazy. But I just wanted to ask you a couple questions. Like, you just said 20 years. Like, what's a major key that's kept you in this industry this long? Like, what is it that's made you not sit, that's just still got you going strong, happy, building? Like, what do you think it takes? Like, what is one of the major keys?
I guess
Just to being a barber in general, I guess is what I'm trying to ask.
one thing about it, you do something 20 plus years or whatever, start get a little overwhelming at times. But I mean, just having that warrior mentality, we're in a gladiator sport, with this profession. So I mean, you definitely gotta wake up every day. That's the first thing, and then also treat people like you want to be treated or whatever, and understand that you don't work for yourself. You work for the people you service, and of course, and when you wake up with that mind frame or whatever, it motivates you to keep pushing. So I always wake up and it's days I'm like, oh man, I ain't got it in me.
Right.
You just understand this ain't about me or whatever. Because you're not going to be successful. Not thinking about the people you servicing or whatever, and just saying, oh man, you know what, I'm not going today. So,
Yeah.
you're gonna keep a pretty good turnaround, if you wake up with that mentality,
Yeah, I agree with you. But it's like, as hard as you work, you've been doing this 20 years. Like, damn, you still get up at 5 a.m. to go cut some hair.
Yeah, I mean, hey, I was just rapping with a handful of guys in the barbershop a week or two ago. We're basically, I'm letting them know, like, hey man, this is what it is. It's a lifestyle.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's just like, hey, like you brush your teeth when
Right.
you wake up in the morning. Same thing. And it's just, you just, like I said, you don't work for yourself, and you just, of course, the people that you're servicing or whatever, make it good for you
Yeah.
to, get up, having great
Somebody paying
clientele
money, yeah.
base, but other than that, man, it's
I think it's a little deeper though. I'm trying to get a little deeper because like I think one of the reasons that you are successful and you're still, have this whole longevity thing going is because you have not only grown as a barber, but one of the more important facets of the game is growing as personally, having personal growth, evolving yourself as a person. Because I see a lot of barbers that have been in the game for a while, but they still got the same mentality. They still got the same, you know, thought, the way they think that they did like 10, 15 years ago. They still renting. They still at their mama house. They still, you know what I'm saying? Like, I've seen what the game has done for you. I've seen you evolve as a person, just in family. You got a wonderful family. Shout out to Jazz. Shout out to the girls. Shout out to your son. I'm watching them grow up. Like, I think it's way more to it, and I just want to focus a little bit on personal growth. I think it's important that barbers and just anyone in whatever field you're in, you got to focus on you personally growing as a person, not just in your business, because I think when you start growing as a person, that affects your business because you're not evolving. You aren't stepping up to the plate as a, personally or from within to therefore make your game grow.
Well, you're only going to be as great as the people that's going to be around you. And, you keep people that's steady putting pluses in you. You're gonna.
So that's key to
you're
personal
plus
growth.
in life, yeah.
Is having people around you.
More pluses and less minuses, and like I said, the people you got around, I can look at you and look how the way you start doing so. Which I'm a little more on the old-fashioned side, but I'm like, hey, I got to do it. That's where that's where time's going or whatever, and I got to keep growing or whatever. So I can't stop looking and saying, oh, I got it all, I made it, and, I'm in the same, I don't want to be, you always...
Never get comfortable.
Never get comfortable. So, you look at some of the younger guys, I don't care if they're not as good a barber as you, but it's always something you could grab.
Right.
Like, just one little thing that might make you better
Yep.
or whatever, So,
And you always keep adding that one little thing to your game.
Yeah, always add.
Always
add
add
something.
Always adding to your game. That's
Always
key.
add something.
So let me ask you something. Since you've been in the game for so long, you were in the game before there was ever a social media. You were already a very successful, barber before social media hit. And I think that's just like so important because I feel like I come from that generation, the pre-game generation. But at the same time, I came in right when the social media thing hit. So I came in at a good time because I understand what it is to be a barber without a social media platform. And today I think a lot of barbers equate followers and likes to being a great barber, when I personally feel like that ain't got nothing to do with it. That's just like a small aspect that's just now being added just for the purpose of that's where everybody's at. So you gotta put your shit there. But I know you don't post. I know a lot of barbers that are great, successful, doing it huge, and they don't even have a social media. I think you don't even have one. You just got one for your other business, right?
Yeah, basically.
You know what I'm
My
saying?
catering and stuff.
Yeah, just for the catering stuff. So
Catering and family stuff,
Yeah,
basically.
catering, family, that's right.
So, but hey, you doing what works for you. It's gonna work for some people. Some people do it and it's fake. You know what I'm saying? I see guys putting a haircut on there and it might have took them 2-3 hours to do that.
Right,
That might have been the only head they did.
the only
that
head
day.
for the day.
Yeah, like, look at me,
Right.
This, after they put all that, but if that's gonna sell, but don't sell it and then don't walk the walk and then, not talk the talk. So, I'm just like, if that's what you want to do, be about that person and own up to it or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you do, just go 100 miles an hour with it. You know what I'm saying? And you try to be.
But you can go 100 miles all day on Facebook, on social media. I think the most important aspect behind being a barber is being behind that chair.
Yeah.
And that's the part that people don't see on social media. They don't see your hurt feet. They don't see the back pain. They don't see, you not being spend time with your family as much. You know what I mean? They don't see the real grind that goes in behind that chair, which is that back to back to back to back to back to back, and like back to back to back to back to back. Like, you cut what? What's your average heads today? 15, 20 on average.
I say 20.
20.
Yeah.
Shit.
20 and
So
20
let's
is
say if you work 5 days a week,
4.
4 days a week. See, that's that good shit. See, barbers, 4 days a week, 20 heads a day. We're not even gonna do the math. But what we are gonna say is he doesn't have to work a Saturday like most barbers do because Tuesday was freaking great. Wednesday was freaking great. Thursday was freaking greater. And then Friday was even better. So you don't have to work a Saturday versus your biggest days are Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. You ain't make nothing on Tuesday, really nothing on Wednesday. You know what I'm saying?
And I mean, in order for you to really
But
get
that
the
took
most out of
patience
it,
and
yeah,
time.
it took patience.
Like
and
when did
time.
you first start taking Saturdays off?
What, 2-3 years ago?
So 20 years in the game, just 3 years ago he started doing that. I'm pretty sure he probably could have started before that. if you
Yeah, and
wanted
that's
to.
when I started going in at 5 in the morning. So
Okay.
for a year, I tried to do 5 in the morning and trying to get out at 2-3 o'clock so I could catch some of the,
Right.
kids, maybe a game or something like that, And I was like, well, if I go in this early, I get off at 2-3, I'm doing my 8 hours, 8-9 hours. But next thing you know, you look up and, you know, so many people that you could get in early.
Right.
And then it's a handful of people hanging out there, and now it crosses over to them have to,
Yeah.
I still stayed in there for 12, 13 hours. So I'm like, I'm starting looking at my calendar for a whole year. I'm like, man, there's got to be another way, And then I started looking at my Saturdays was pretty much my slowest day or whatever, So
It was
I
all
made,
kids.
yeah, so I made good. Yeah, I mean, it was a lot of money, and I just took walk-ins on Saturdays.
Okay.
So and I started looking, and I'm like, man, you know what? I don't need Saturdays anymore. If I'm doing this in this 4-day window, I just got to work a little harder. But I mean, it worked out or whatever, and just not saying, I don't encourage everybody to work my work, everybody's not gonna have to work. I mean, because it's still rough or whatever,
Mhm.
And there's days I get home and I'm literally like dropping, you know what I'm
Right,
saying?
no, I
Like,
know all about
so
it.
I'm not telling you do that or whatever. Take care of your body a little better, Like I said, feet, back, you know what I'm saying?
All that.
And, so I need a day to recoup, But I mean, it's just something that was working for me, and like I said, I'm not gonna encourage everybody to put a 13-hour,
You got to grow into that anyway. I tell my barbers the same thing. Like, I'm like, I'm not asking y'all to come in at 5 a.m. or, but at least cover your 9 to 5. You know what I mean? The only reason I'm doing it like that because the clientele is sticking up, and then I actually got to make room to try to get everybody. So I come in a little earlier. Plus, I'm following your footsteps. I see what you're doing. As we were talking about earlier,
You gotta
get with
expand
people
your day. That's the
that
only way
are
it's gonna
doing
work
it. Yeah.
for you.
So I see you, new home, every beautiful home, by the way. God, anyway. But I see those things. I'm like, dang, how is he getting to that place? And then I see, okay, he gets up early. Okay, damn, he done cut 20 heads today. Okay, damn. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to mimic what you're doing. You know what I mean? Because I see what's behind it. I see the success. We actually I can call your phone at 4:30 in the morning. We both on the highway on the way in.
Yeah, I mean, hey, just like, I push you on certain things, you push me on certain,
Such
certain
as
things.
what?
I mean, just, hey, I didn't take credit cards at a time. You remember it was a time I didn't take
Appointments?
credit cards, appointments, I'm just battling it out.
Yeah.
Having 10 people sitting in front of me, I mean,
But that's-
looking
I
at
hate
you.
that. Yeah, I was
looking
like,
at you, I'm like, man, you know
man.
what? It's making
Right.
it easier. It's more efficient.
Yeah.
You got to be on your P's and Q's. It makes you work harder.
Yeah, you do.
And yeah, because I mean, it's rough.
Because it is what it is. It's like, and you'll be up and behind sometime, but at least they know they next.
Yeah.
I don't like, that was one of the biggest reasons I went to appointments because I got tired of people sitting there waiting on me. You
Looking
know what I'm
at
saying?
you,
And they come in
yeah.
groups. So it's like, that 3 guys is waiting, those 2 guys is waiting. It's like, man, y'all sitting here watching me make money. And then you're putting the pressure on me too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm not able to relax in the cut like I want to, because I'm just like, every time I look up, they looking at you, then you got folks doing this shit right here. I'm like, man, that shit pisses me.
Yeah. I mean, I was more at ease, not being on I'm like, shit. I got 10 people sitting in front of me. Oh yeah, come on, I got money. You know, let's go on and let's knock them out. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, when you look at it, you know, it made it more efficient. You know, you're able to keep more quality clientele or whatever. You know, so you're not that, oh man, you know, it's I'm in there for a whole day. You know, and you know you're keeping a little cleaner, and then you're able to control who you
Right.
have too.
You control that.
So,
You control. That was another good reason why I did it, because when you're in that place, when you got all these people waiting, it's like it's chaos. And like what the appointments do is kind of organize the chaos.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
it
saying?
does.
And like I notice how for you, I've seen your books, how you know, put certain people in places because you know, okay, it's only gonna take me 15, 20 minutes to knock him out. And then for this guy, you know, like I think you get more out of your money that way than I do out of the way I have it online, because the way the timing is set up, it's like it doesn't give you a place to really play with like spaces. So it'll be moments where I'm booked solid, but throughout the day there was spaces where like two people that were back to back, they booked like a 30-minute or 40-minute slot, but in reality it only took me like 15, 20 minutes to do it. So then there's this space. So with you, I noticed in that space, you're like, cool, come on. You know what I'm saying? Slide me, slide. So I really don't have that to play with. You know what I'm saying? Like, because people don't know me anymore for any kind of walk-in situation. So, yeah.
Yeah,
Because I'd be like,
definitely.
how he cut 17, 20 heads a day? There's been times you call me like 27. I'm like, God.
Yeah, I mean, I don't, you know, really.
What's the bulk of your cuts? Like, what's the majority? Like, what cut do you do the most? What two cuts you do the most?
I mean, between fades, what evens, I got froze or whatever. I mean, I got mohawks, but I mean, I just don't have a lot of them, and that's part of why I don't do the
Right, right,
advertising or something, because
I
it's
see,
kind of stuff
yeah.
I'm like, oh, you know, I'm good, you know.
Right.
Yeah, because the way and you know, not to really knock anybody.
No,
mean, you know,
I get it.
As long as I've been doing it, I mean, I got guys, you know, my average customer might be in between 30 and
Right.
50, 60 range or whatever. So, you know, I'm like, hey, you know what, is a Mohawk ain't
And in that demographic,
20,
yeah.
30 minutes or whatever, you know. So, all right, you know, can I take this Mohawk? I could probably charge them a little more money, or
Take
I
these
could
two
take
off
this,
days.
take these two, and I can knock them out in that one
Right.
time or whatever. So, I mean, my strategy
Right.
is like, hey, I could cut more or whatever. Usually I try to stop at about 26, 27 heads or whatever, you know. And then, you know,
It's
but-
some bars that ain't cutting 26 heads a week.
but if I got five to 8, 10 Mohawks or whatever, I wouldn't be able to cut
Right,
that
right,
many
right. No, I
or
get it.
whatever, you know. So
But-
you got more of that comes.
Yeah, well,
to
yeah,
you.
because I
People
cater
like-
to that.
Yeah,
But-
people want to stick it to you, and I'm like, I don't need all that.
Yeah.
Get a little more, less money, but you know, I could
Right.
actually, you know, the volume or whatever, you know, makes up, you know, for me or whatever. And really, you know, my best paying customers are the guys that are, you know, the
Just
low
get all
maintenance,
even
the
regular,
low maintenance
yep.
guys or whatever. The people that bring more, you know, I think the people that bring more crack to me, not saying it's crack,
I
but
get it,
I mean, you
nah.
know, more of
I
the,
know what you're saying.
Yeah, more of the, hey,
All
I need
extra,
I need
yeah.
to look good, and you know, all that,
Yeah.
you know, those are the people that are, you know,
Need to
yeah. I mean, they the ones that penny pinching, so, you
Right.
know, like I could charge them for it, but you know, this other guy, you know, I got a guy that I'd knock him out in every bit of 15 minutes or whatever, and he $40 every time or whatever, you know, like, yeah, and he like every other week, you know
But
what I'm saying?
JB, it took you some time to get to that place, because a lot of barbers, they see you and they think they join in and they just think tomorrow they're gonna be like doing it like you doing it. And I know in the past, I'm pretty sure you had to cut any and everything, you know, just to get the bread. You
Yeah.
cut everything. You don't turn nothing away until you get to a place where you can start picking and choosing.
There you
know
go.
what I'm saying? Like, say folks want to pick and choose now. I'm like, why are you? If you ain't got nobody in the chair, cut whatever's coming through
Yeah.
the door. You
Oh,
know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
definitely,
Because
yeah.
that's money you didn't have. You know, first of all, and then that's just adding to your clientele, and then that person tells somebody else, whatever the case may be. Because I know when I came in, I didn't turn down nothing, man. I was cutting everything. But now I'm in a place where I can kind of pick and choose what I want to do, to an extent, and what I don't want to do.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, you know, for the most part, you know, I'm not saying, you know, I am gonna do that stuff. You know, I got people that,
Right.
but it's just not so many or whatever. Then I could also look up and say, all right, you know, I didn't cut enough people to where I'm like, hey, he's good for me. He's good for me. You know,
Right.
there's one client that I had would never pull his pants up or whatever. So, you know, I'm just like, oh man, you know, you run in my patient stand talking loud, cussing, this and that, and you try to give him a hint, you know, oh man, you know,
Yeah.
tone
How do
her
you deal
down
with
a
that?
little bit, and you know, next thing you know, I'm just like, all right, I'm done. He call me, you know, I'm just not replying. You're just
Right.
not gonna get scheduled or whatever, you know, because, you know, I'm like, you know, you bring too much
With-
negative and you
yeah.
bring too much of you into, you know, people that I deal with, you know, if you bring too much of you, then, you know, I'm disgusted, you know, I'm turned off by that, you know what I mean, you know, and, you know, like I said, I got enough, I didn't have enough people to where I'm like, okay, you know what, he's good for
So
me,
all
he's
money.
not.
So what you saying is all money's not good money.
All money ain't good money.
All money's not good money.
Another thing, so 2 weeks ago, I had a customer that basically came in, he brought his son for his first haircut or whatever. So him and his wife comes in and, you know, so I'm cutting the little boy's head or whatever. And, you know, I charge him the same price I charge the dad or whatever. So, you know, the wife, you know, cause it's a slot, you know what I'm saying? I mean,
Yeah,
it's a
yeah. You
time
pay.
slot.
Go continue, because I want to speak on that. Go ahead.
You know, so I'm like, hey man, I don't, you know,
Yeah.
every slide is worth this much money.
Right.
That's the only way I'm gonna make the money I want to wait. Cause I mean, if
Because I can put someone else in that slot.
there you go.
You know what I'm
So
saying?
like, you know, edge up and I just need, you know, nah, you had a slot. So
Yeah.
this is how it works. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, the girl, you know, he gets home and his wife chews him out. Oh, that's too much money for a haircut. No, never. I mean, I'm wrestling with the little boy. He's hollering and screaming. We got 2, 3 per hole. I'm like, so that should have cost him more.
Actually, yes.
Yeah, you know, like, so, you know, his wife basically, like, we ain't going back there, this and that. And, you know, he's like, you know, yeah, man, I just got to get my wife on board. She says that's too much. You know, and I'm kind of
Was the haircut good?
Yeah.
That's what I want to know. Was the first haircut good? Did the pictures come out good?
You know, I couldn't do too much. I couldn't really edge
How old was the
boy
kid?
up. He was 2 years old.
2 years old, kicking, screaming, got the snot bubble coming.
Yeah, you know, then I'm like, you know, there's only so much we can do, but I let him know, hey, we're gonna take it slow on
Right.
it, because he been telling me for months, like, hey man, my son ain't gonna sit still.
Right.
You know, so basically I'm like, all right, man, we gonna work it, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? We gonna do what we can or
Yeah.
whatever, you know, until y'all get tired or
Right.
whatever, you know, I'm gonna keep going or whatever.
Right.
So, you know, but yeah, his wife chews him out, and you know, he actually brought it to me. Was like, yeah, man, you know, the wife. And he, you know, so this boy, I used to pick him up, take him to go hoop.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When he was a teen or whatever, you know, put
So
a
you
little,
like
put a
Big Hump.
McDonald's in his,
Yeah.
you know, and shoot, eat him, feed him before I take him home. You know, all that. You know, and now he's grown. You know, he's 30, early 30s or whatever. Boy's doing
Yeah.
good. He's selling medical devices
Right,
or
okay.
whatever. So this boy is making well over 6 figures. You know.
Nice.
Yeah, this boy is and his wife is like 2 more years into her residency, so she's
Okay.
a doctor. You know what I'm saying? So I'm kind of looking like, so she thinking I'm supposed to charge $10 for the haircut or whatever. So I'm basically like, so basically y'all get to do what y'all get to make money,
Right.
good money. But me, she wants me to be minimum
Right.
wage. Basically, she's just like, you know, you're down there. You ain't supposed to be up here. Like you don't need to, you know. And that's how I took it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So he actually hurt me. You know what I'm saying? To where I'm kind of like, man, you shouldn't even brought that to me. You should have kept it. You should have kept it to yourself. And you know. And then he gets into this rape like, well, I asked you to buy that bevel clipper, and you know, you said you weren't gonna support it or whatever because it was $200. I said that ain't got nothing to do with it or whatever. I said I didn't buy no $200 bevel clipper because I don't know what it's about.
Right.
And I'm like, I'm gonna buy Andy's because I know
It's
Andy's.
about, yeah.
I'm like, I'm not gonna buy something that somebody just jumped out and just
Right.
because they put a wrapper on there, it's like, oh
Right.
yeah. I'm like, I got enough of that crap. I said, look at the bottom of my drawer. So I got 20 pair of clippers that I don't use, that I probably turned on. And
Used them a couple
threw
times, they
them things
suck.
up. Yeah. So,
Especially on $200. It took me a long time to. I got the bevels and I don't even use them, bro. They, you know, they all right. But my whole thing with the bevels was, we'll get back to this. But first of all, it was $200, and second of all, I couldn't go in the store and just buy it.
exactly.
I'm not. As a barber, if I go invest in this game, you get the quick investment back. Go buy your pair of clippers. They cost you $80, $100. You turn them on, use them, make it $80, $100.
Yeah.
Get your money back. And if they suck for me, I just use them until I make their money back, and then they go in a drawer. But them bevels, I finally was able to get those, and they, they was cool. They just,
That was cool.
I think their third version of it might be better, but right now, to me, they're just maybe a good pair of clippers to balled up little kids to do
it's
a ball
strong.
fade.
It is strong.
They're
but
strong, come out the box hidden like crazy too. Like I ain't never had a pair of clippers come out the box hidden like that.
So I did use it, and I was like, I don't like it. It's just too strong.
Yeah.
That vibration. But
Yeah, it's
so
weird. It's definitely different.
Yes.
But yeah,
That's what the guy basically tried to.
What
you
did
know,
that have to do though with your
That's
service?
why I was like,
So
really
he was like it was like he was fishing for something to be upset about.
basically, because he was like, well, to justify why his wife came with what she came
Right.
with, and
Well, what they need to me in that situation, what they need to understand is if they want to play those kind of games, they need to go to a rookie.
yeah,
When you are, I feel like I'm special. I know you're special. Like our work speaks for itself. Our longevity speaks for itself. And in the beginning, yeah, I get the whole kid price, adult price, whatever. But at the end of the day, a lot of times you're gonna spend more time on a kid than you would on an adult. A lot of times, and then at the same time, a lot of times the head be the same size. And
Yeah.
then I can see if it's these days these mamas and daddies want haircuts that they see on the internet, that they see on TV, and you have a little child that's not going to sit still. He really just need to all even Steven so we can get him
Some
quick and easy.
Get him used to it. Get him
because
trained. Yeah.
I don't know about you, JB, but I'm not fighting with kids. Like, and I tell the parents, I'm like, listen, if he start tripping, I'm not gonna wrestle him. I'm not gonna put him in a headlock, and you're not gonna do that either. Because if it's his first cut, every time he come in here, he gonna be like, okay, this the dude that's gonna put me in a headlock.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm just gonna go. What I will do is I will do some stuff like I'll edge him up first.
Yeah.
So if I don't get far enough, at least he got a clean
got
edge.
so
up,
much
you know what I'm
done.
saying?
Yeah.
And because I've had mamas, bro, that literally tried to restrain their child, like to a point where I was uncomfortable. Like this
yeah.
kid
Oh,
is
yeah.
breathing heavy. He's hot as hell. He's sweating. And then the mama is just sitting there like trying to hold him down. And I'm like, I'm about done. I mean, she like still wants to force the issue. I remember a time I had to tell this mom, I was like, I am done. And I had to give her a face like, I'm not doing this to this child. This child is going nuts in the chair. You want to, so then after all that, then she decides, after 30 minutes of struggling with this child, she literally takes him in the bathroom, has a stern talk with this 1-year-old, a 2-year-old, which ain't getting nowhere, because all you hear is, you know what I'm saying? That's all you hear, snot bubbles, his whole entire, the cape is just soaking wet. He done kicked me in the nuts. So they come out, then she decides, okay, he's not done. I'm going to sit down and hold him. I said, oh, nah.
Yeah.
Nah, we done.
Yes,
You know what I'm saying? So I'm not doing that. But back to the other deal. Like, for me now, I have to explain that sometimes to people because I'm like, listen, you're not paying for the cut. You paying for my time. My time is valuable. That slot is, I don't know why I don't just do one price across the board for everybody. But however, I do a little price difference here and there. But you're paying for the slot. You're not paying for a cut at this time. Not with me. My services are great. They, and I have an authority in this game. I'm a household name. I work freaking hard for it, and this is my price, and this is what it is.
Yeah. And some people
don't understand that.
Some people, hey, look,
Some people
sorry, I worked you
completely,
like that. Here goes.
And then
double.
you have that. They be like, man, I'm my bad. Like,
And then some people, like, come on. I mean, it's not really my problem. If you don't do it, somebody else will do
Right.
it. So that's how I feel. That's how I look at it. Like, okay, if you don't want to do it, if you want to complain about and haggle prices and all that, don't worry about it. It's freaking 100 barbershops to go to or whatever. It's just not going to be for me or whatever,
And I'm cool with that too. So I tell people,
And
hey,
I'm cool
listen,
with that too.
I may not, I'm not, I've had to tell customers, listen, I don't think I'm the barber for you. Such as like that guy you were talking about the other day, that came in a week or two ago, or when you had to let go. Man, I have those too, man. I have those ones that you just be like, I'm just tired of dealing with this cat. Like, he's extra.
It's
Like,
always something. Too
always
much
some
him.
shit.
Too
It's
much
like
him.
always something with this person.
Yeah.
So, you know, I send him that little friendly text like, hey man, it was good cutting you. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think I'm the barber for you.
Yeah. Thank you, but
You know, I appreciate it. God bless. No love lost. And if I see you out there, you know, good luck, whatever the case may be. But, you know, I just ain't got time for it, man. Because it's like when you in this position and you know, like, anytime there's, like, you can always be cutting hair. Like, if I open my slot up today, right now, on my booking app, somebody gonna book that shit. Somebody gonna book that shit. And we both probably got like 20 unanswered replies on our phone from people looking for a haircut. You know what I'm saying? So
just can't do it. Hey,
can't do it.
I couldn't work in or whatever. I got people hit me in. If I ain't seen you in a handful of months or since last year, well, let me
and people need to understand that.
Let me work the people I know that's gonna be there first. And if it's something, you know, I'll get you in. If not, you know, hey, look,
Like,
it's a good chance, especially on a Friday or Thursday, something like that.
I got a text Friday morning. This dude text me. I've known this guy. I've been cutting him like once. I cut him probably like once or twice a year, every 2 years. And he sends me the same retarded text message. And I just laughed at it this time. But he was like, text me Friday morning like, hey man, how much for an edge up? Really?
Look at your last text message. You know, people like look at the last text
edge
message.
up, bro?
Yeah.
So, you know, and then when it came to it, I was like 25. Because it's like, first of all, you disrespected me. Yeah. It's Friday. You know I'm booked solid. You know this.
Yeah.
Secondly, you ain't even coming with a price. You're not even coming with the, yo, I got X amount for you. Let me get in there. You just asking me some stupid question like, how much for an edge up? Like, come on, bro.
You know, and it get to a point to where, you know, like, and with my catering business also, you know, when people call me and, you know, they trying to haggle with prices, I'm like, you know what, I'm good. I'd rather take that day off. You know, I'm like, if we got to talk about prices,
you don't need
then, you know, we
then
can't do no
know.
business. Just be ready to, you know,
Yeah.
be optimistic about whatever I throw you or whatever.
Right.
I'm not going to come at you with nothing crazy, whatever. I'm gonna give you a better deal, you know, like on my catering side. But on the haircut deal, you know, it ain't like
It
I'm
is
gonna
what it is.
say I need $50 or one, you know. I mean, I need something, you know what I'm saying? But you know, don't, you know, we gotta talk about prices, you know. Like I said, I'm turned off. Like,
and that's one thing I like about my booking situation, because when I get those type of text messages, I just send them the link. So you look, I don't discuss prices, bro.
Yeah, I mean,
like,
you know, you open your shop up, so
yeah.
I mean, yours is set in stone. You know, my shop, we fluctuate, we go up every handful of years or whatever. So you know, I started cutting hair at $8 to $10. You know,
man,
you know, it's far back or whatever. And of course, you know, our rent goes up.
Right.
So we
everything
gotta
goes up.
Everything goes up. You know, houses
Clippers,
go up,
houses,
cars go
rent,
up. You know,
gas.
you ain't getting a car for under $30,000 now. So,
right.
you know, that's why, you know, like with, you know, that situation we're talking about, the guy's like, well, that's too much. I'm like, so, man, everything is going up.
Yeah.
But I just can't go up or whatever, gas go up, you know. So we got to make our adjustments so we can try to survive this or whatever, you know, because people don't understand, you know.
But you have to make them respect you, bro. Like, that's something that I have no problem doing. I never ever had a problem with asking somebody, even in barber college. I remember I was asking for my tip.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, you keep sitting in my chair every week for this $3 haircut. Like, you like this shit? Oh yeah. Like, what's up with the tip? You know what I'm saying? So then they either tip on the next one or they go to somebody else next time. They just and I'm cool with that.
Yeah, you're cool with
I'm
that.
so cool with that, because you make room for somebody that might be willing to get this good.
And you got to
You know what I'm
market
saying?
to
And I'm marketing to who like what I got.
somebody new, somebody fresher, and the fresher is always you could put it at them, you know, and they're like, okay, all right, fine, or whatever, you know. If you tell them 60, cool. You know what I'm saying? Somebody might love it, you know what I mean? And like I said, you know, when you put them in a stress-free situation, they know they're getting taken care of or whatever, you know, and, you know, I mean, it just is what it is, you know.
I think a lot of people they take out the aspect of the experience being created by somebody that really is in this game. You know, this ain't no supercut experience. This ain't no run-of-the-mill bull crap. This is not getting cut at your homeboy garage. You know, like a lot of heads have come before you to give me the experience that I got to give you this good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a reason you want me to cut it. You know what I'm saying? So like it ain't just the haircut. It's like the environment. It's like my vibe. It's the fact that I'm gonna have you in and out on in a timely fashion. You know, it's a lot of things that come into play when you
You know,
are
you're
getting
gonna
the
be
price.
there.
You know what I'm saying?
You
And you
know,
know I'm
with-
and
yeah.
see that right there
That's-
is like the number one thing, especially as a barber, bro. That consistency and being there every day. Like that shit costs.
Yeah, I mean,
Especially with the way barbers are these days.
I got people. All right, so as early as we can get up in the morning, and you know, you're gonna fall off here and there.
Yeah.
You know, you're gonna
We not
be
perfect.
late or whatever. But you know, I always and I tell you know, all my guys, you know, that work with us. You know, I'm like, man, look, you know, if you try to be 100% perfect, that means you would just be, you know,
You'll be
100%
90.
great. That means you know you will go down to that 95,
Right.
you know, 90. And you know that's good or whatever, you know, because people could take that or whatever.
Right.
You know, it's never going to be, you know, somebody gonna want you 100 or whatever. But it's times I could wake up at say 4:45 or whatever, and I'm like, shucks, I'm supposed to be there at 5, so I got 15 minutes to get to work. You know, maybe my phone or whatever. You know, I know one day my wife was messing with my camera, and you know, she ended up, you know, turning the volume off on it or whatever. So you know, basically, you know,
What
my
about late?
my alarm went off. I just couldn't
Didn't
hear
hear
it or
it.
whatever. So I'm late or whatever. And, you know, customers. You know, I got 2 customers sitting outside. They're like, man, you know, he never does this. So
Right.
they're more concerned. Than
Right.
like,
Exactly.
man,
That's
I'm
what
just
I-
checking on you, making sure you're
Same
all right.
thing, yeah.
You ain't never did this versus
It must be
oh
something,
yeah,
right,
what
right.
you know, I gotta get something out of that from you know,
Right.
they're like, man,
Mhm.
you know, I thought something was wrong, you know. So if I'm not there, you know, I got people, enough good people to say, hold on, I want to make sure.
Sure he
Forget the
alright.
haircut. I
Yeah,
want
yeah,
to make
he
sure,
good?
you know, he's you know,
That's dope.
yeah.
That's real.
So you know, like I said, it's gonna be 1 or 2 days out of the year. You're gonna have a little oops and all that.
It might be seasons, because sometimes I just go through like, and we can talk about this too, like those when you well, not the word overworked, but when you get what's the word I'm looking for? Like after a while, you take so much, and then you just kind of get drained, and you go through these seasons of what's the word I'm looking for?
I mean, you definitely get fatigued at times. or
Fatigue,
whatever.
but like it's not the word I'm looking for. I'm not gonna fuck it. I ain't gonna wait for it. But I'm talking about like there's times when you just going so hard, and then it's like you just be out of it, bro. Like mentally, physically drained, all that stuff. Like fatigue, like you said, and it be time for a vacation. Like then you start feeling like that
Oh,
shit.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That type of mode. Like, what do we do to stay, you know, up and at 'em as being a barber? Like, what's your secret? Do you exercise? You know, you just make sure you make sure you take time off. You make sure you take trips and get out of the, you know.
Well, it's always scheduled or whatever. And then, you know, I use the holidays and, you know, to, you know, get like, say, Thanksgiving, Christmas, you know, that was 5-day windows, you know, 5 and 6 days I had off straight, you know what I mean, in between those or whatever. So you kind of look at your calendar and you're like, okay, these are my downtimes or whatever, you know, but other than that, you know, it's just about getting up and, you know, going in it, you know, jumping in it, you know, and, you know, that's pretty much, you know, what the game, you know, asks for, you know what I mean? So, I mean, you definitely, you know, it's times, you know, like I said, I wake up and I'm like, man, you know, looking like, is it time yet?
Yeah.
Or, you know, like,
Hitting that
man,
snooze button.
yeah.
Snooze.
So I make sure I'm, you know, set my clock like way early so I do got 30, 45 minutes worth of wiggle room. You know, typically I like to get to work about 15, 20 minutes earlier so I don't have to walk in and I got that person looking at me. And, you know, hopefully I could just, you know, whether I need to do a little cleaning up, you know, sit down,
Right.
you know, drink a cup of coffee, eat something.
You better
know,
than
and
me.
just
You
try
like to get to work like in a nice chunk of time prior to the haircut. Man, I be walking in right at the time.
Yeah, well-
I walk right in like, Sal, let's go. You know.
But you want
sometimes.
people to take you
Yeah.
want people to take it serious,
Yeah.
you know, and then, you know, like, hey, and you could tell them, look, if I'm gonna do it, you gotta do it or
Right.
whatever. And then, you know, that one day you're late, or, you know, you might be late, a little late from somebody, you know, just
Yeah, from
a haircut, you know,
before.
but somebody always gonna be late, so, you know, you might have I gotta stress to people, like, man, look, just get here or whatever. Well, you was late last time, you know, well, yeah,
Hey.
you got 1 day and I got 5 days. I got 5 days and 20 plus times to get this thing right. You got 1 day
Right.
out of
Exactly.
one, yeah, 1
Ooh,
day
JB, that
out of
was a
1
good
week.
one.
You know what I'm saying? To get your time right. You know what I'm
that's
saying?
real.
And I'm dealing with 100 times I
Yeah.
got to get it right. So it's not the same.
I always tell
You
my
know.
people, I said, listen, it's really on you to make it on time. Because I'm here. As long as I make it, when my shift starts at 5, as long as I'm here on time, that's pretty much me being on time to my job. Now, because life happens. One client show up or they booked wrong. They booked a 20-minute service when they really wanted a 40-minute service because it's their first time booking, they didn't understand it or anything, you know,
Yeah.
life happens, you know what I'm saying? Traffic, accident, anything happened. Or somebody booked something and they, you know, that would have been cool and I would have cut that in a timely fashion if you would have already had it low, but you came here with a fro, ready to do the big chop, and I gotta bring that down, then create your, you know what I'm saying? So then that adds on, you know, some timing as well. So, you know, it happens. And then so people will be like, man, you late. Like, yeah, I am, but like how many times have you went to the doctor's office and you went right in at your time? I've never experienced that. Doctor, anyone, when I have an appointment, and I have an appointment, you know what I'm saying? And I have an appointment, but I'm never gonna be there.
Do you chew the doctor out?
I don't say nothing to the doctor.
Doctor
say
sitting
nothing.
around there twiddling
Right.
his thumbs. You see him, and he just up there
Yep.
chilling, messing around with one of the little nurses walking
Right.
up. You know, I mean, just you know. But like I said, you know, you ain't gonna tell.
You're not
You ain't
gonna
gonna
tell
tell
him.
that man to make all that
Right.
money. You know, you're not gonna.
So
Yeah, you're not gonna press him.
not. So yeah, man, that's my thing. But we gonna let me go ahead and real quick. If y'all just now tuning in, man, I want to shout out to everybody on my Facebook and YouTube and IG. Thank y'all for tuning in, man. I'm here with my big homie JB the barber, you know, and we over here talking this barber stuff, man. If y'all find value in this content that we kick into y'all, please follow us on all the streams, on YouTube, on Facebook, on Instagram, all the Twitter handles, IG, all that good stuff. We're on there at Detail Did It, Detail Cuts, or Derek Johnson. But yeah, we do appreciate that. We're trying to curate a really dope lineup. We just finished, Patrick and Chad just did their reality and realty show, which was super dope. They had a really cool guest on there, so make sure y'all check that out. But yeah, man, we over here talking this barber stuff, so I'm gonna kind of switch it over. So being that you have daughters, how many daughters you got?
2 daughters.
You got 2 daughters, I have 1. And this big controversy about this whole R. Kelly thing, man. What are your thoughts on that, man? What do you think? What you gotta say? 'Cause we came up on that Aaliyah R. Kelly
Well,
stuff back in the Gap.
I put it like this or whatever. We play music in the shop, and for years you could ask literally all last week or whatever, and we watched all the R. Kellys in the
I
shop.
haven't
but-
seen any of them yet.
So, you know, like for about the last 10 plus years, literally, like R. Kelly comes on, I'm like,
Turn
next.
that shit up. Me too.
You know what I'm saying? If it's in the playlist, I don't care how good the
I
song
don't
is.
give a damn.
If it's on the play for about the last 10 plus years or whatever, and all my coworkers are like, man, you've always been hard on R. Kelly or whatever. I didn't think it was that
Me
bad.
too.
Now I see why. You know, and I'm just like, you know, some stuff you just don't get past as for
Don't.
or whatever, you know, and you know, so I've always, ever since the video, I'm like, nah, you
Yeah.
don't get no,
After that.
you don't get no pass on
You don't
that
get no
one right
pass
there,
after
you
that.
know, so always been no R. Kelly for me or whatever. Ain't buying, ain't streaming.
Ain't nothing. Ain't
If it's
supporting.
on, I'm not bobbing my head or
Too,
whatever.
yeah.
Yeah, man, that song is good. I just can't do it. You know what I'm
Right.
saying, man?
It ain't
I
that
like-
good.
Yeah, I mean, I just can't do it. But
And it's like, when you know better, you do better. But to me, it's like, even when his songs come on, it's like, when you know this shit, the song don't have the same feeling.
Nah, it
it don't do it for me. I literally feel a little sick to my stomach, knowing what I know, because I've been pushing this, mute this dude, because I felt like once we saw him pee on a girl, the whole country watched him pee on this little young lady, and we chose to buy his music and invest in him after that anyway. That gave him, because for me, I was like, damn, this dude is Teflon Don. He,
yeah, well,
what's in the
mean,
darkness gonna come to light.
yeah, it's tough. And you know, R. Kelly didn't go get the best looking women out there. You know, he went and got women that he knew he could
Right.
do. He could manipulate.
Yeah, they
us,
weren't.
and,
They
you
was
know,
already.
I mean, and then, you know, like I said, I didn't see one good looking girl that was like, oh, this is a model or whatever, you
Right.
know. So he knew how to control people's minds, and you know, the man is just
He's sick.
he's just a
I
sick.
really,
Yeah,
I really feel bad for him because
exactly.
he was sick. He's been sick, and you know, if everything is true as they say, he was molested too by his big sister, so they say, and you know, and she controlled him, and it's like he turned around and did the same thing. But I do feel though, even as victims, you still have a place of responsibility. You
Yeah.
still have a choice, and R. Kelly was only to get as far as he got because everybody around him enabled him.
Yeah.
Everybody was, to me, is complicit in the whole situation. Everybody.
And some of them parents need their ass whooped too.
They
for
they are
letting
they
it-
are
yeah,
part of the
yeah,
parent.
yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. Everybody,
Yeah.
parents,
You
especially
shouldn't
the
even be able, you
parents.
shouldn't be able to let your daughter go up. I mean,
That says a
go
lot
up on
about
the
who you are.
Yeah, go up on stage like that. But you know, money, you know that money and
My daughter,
and
I'm gonna
like,
let my daughter go to concerts.
I mean, yes, I mean, so some of them parents, you know, were foul, you know, for letting it, just trying to open their, you know, just open their eyes to it and saying, well, maybe we'll be different or whatever. You know, maybe this one situation will be different, and you know, I mean, and you know, it's stuff. I mean, it's still their kids. So I feel sorry for them or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
But you know, some of that stuff was already out there, and you know, they knew about the situation, but you know, they didn't try their hardest
Right.
to stop. But I mean,
Well,
you
some
know,
of it's because you know some of these parents were paid off.
and I got a 16-year-old, so you know,
You and I both.
I got a 13 and a 16, so you know that makes you know my heart. You
Right.
know, I'm really crying like, oh shucks, you know, like. And one girl that was on there, you know, and she reminded me of my daughter. Had the same smile, and you
Man.
know, and you know, so I was like, man, you know, that looks
Yeah.
like my, you know, that girl looks so, you know, beautiful little girl, you know, but, you know, and that makes it close. That brings it closer to home, you know. But,
But let me ask you this though, JB. Like we live in society now where like sometimes, you know, you really gotta look hard when you're looking at the age of a person as far as because the culture now, I remember when we were growing up, a teenage girl looked like a teenage girl. A preteen looked like a preteen. A woman looked like a woman. But now it's like they make the same clothes, the same everything. You'll see a 15-year-old girl in heels in the same outfit your wife would wear.
shorts
what I'm
ain't
saying?
getting any
Yeah,
longer
short,
either.
you know,
Shorts
all
are
that
getting
kind of
as
stuff,
short
man.
as they, you know, but I mean,
It's like we live in a society where they push that shit, and I think it doesn't help.
and a lot of that has something to do with all the way the society is going now. I mean, all the reality shows or whatever, you know, that's messing. That messes a lot of these women
It does.
up or whatever, you know, and that's, you see these, you can turn on MTV and you see these women sitting up there chasing men for money, and you know, they're actually, you know, advertising that this is what I do and how I do
Right.
it, you know, which is foul as all out. And you know, these kids, I mean, it ain't like they gotta jump on, you know,
Yeah, I gotta go
some
far.
paid station or whatever. This is right there, you know what I mean? And so TV is what's pretty
TV
much.
and social media is what's doing it
Yeah.
because, you know, I try for my daughter, you know, I just try to stay as close as I can with her now. But I do know and I let her have her own style and dress herself, but I do have a cap on certain stuff. Like, nah, you ain't wearing that.
Yeah, I mean,
You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, I'm
and
sorry.
social media, yeah, it's definitely, you know,
Yeah,
that's the
it's-
power
that's the
tool.
power.
But you know, it started, you know, when you look at the Basketball Wives, all that.
Mhm.
What's the other one? With the rappers.
Love and hip hop.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you know,
All
we
that
got the
reality shit.
So you know, it started there, and next thing you know, social media jumps in, and it's
Yeah.
like it takes off. These women are phases. I mean, they're famous for being what?
Famous. Nothing.
For being gold diggers.
Yes. Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah. And
You know,
they don't even be wives.
Yeah.
You know what
they're
I'm
not
saying?
even wives. They're just like, oh yeah, well, I messed with them women before. I had a relationship with him for 2 years, never married him, but so you do got some kind of
Right.
report on this guy, so we want to know or whatever, you know. But R. Kelly wife was in one too.
Man.
She was on LA Wise or
Yeah, that's crazy you said that because
Or Ken
it wasn't until
Sega
she
Wife
got a
or-
reality show I didn't even know she existed. I didn't even know R. Kelly was married.
Me neither.
I never seen his wife, never heard of him having one until she was on TV, and I was like, okay, you're R. Kelly's wife? Shit.
I think she needs to do it because the money
Right.
and all that. Because she said he stopped paying money for child support. All that. 'Cause so I'm pretty sure she was like, "This is the only way I'm survive." You know, and I'm pretty sure it hurt her to go on there. You know, to
Yeah, that's
you know.
terrible.
And she didn't talk about none of that at that
She
time
didn't.
or whatever. You know.
That would have been a good time because, like, because now I feel like he was part of it too. But you know, at the same time, you know, the stories are he was controlling her just as much. You know, she couldn't. She had to look down in the studio, and nobody could talk to him, and
Yeah, it was pretty.
all this
bad.
crazy stuff, man. That's just she's crazy,
But I
man.
do remember her on there. That was the first time I actually seen her. And like I said, so yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. Shit, man. I just wanted to touch on that. What you got? You got anything you want to talk about, man? Anything specific? Anything you need to know? Your people to know about? We talk about your catering because I know you got the best ribs
Yeah, I
in,
mean,
in the city.
I do a little catering or whatever, so that's
What's the name of the
that's
catering?
one of the things that you know, that my Saturdays and all that help me
Okay.
take, because I mean I was passing up a lot of, you know, I was losing a lot of money, you know, passing up, you know, people want to do something Fridays, I mean Saturdays, Sundays usually, so you know those are the biggest days, so it helped me, you know,
Like
curb that Saturday too, you know,
and supplement the
especially
income as well.
man, especially if I looked up and I'm like, oh man, I could have made $2,000 on that, and you
Right.
know, I'm like, I wasn't gonna be able to make that.
Yeah.
you know, but you know, and of course,
Right.
I'm not just gonna give up my work and be like, hey y'all, I got more money over here to
Right.
make, you know. So
No,
I just
because
made sure
This
took my
barber stuff
time,
is
yeah,
what
yeah,
created
I'm
a
not-
space and financed that situation.
So I won't never jump for a quick dollar and sell out my
Right.
people. Just be like,
Right.
hey man, look,
I'm done with this. I'm over here.
yeah, I can't do
Like when the
that, you
oil
know.
field came in and everybody left the barber game, went to the oil field, and then when that shit died, try to come back.
Yeah, I mean, you know, when I took Saturdays off, I gave everybody about a 5-month
Yeah,
heads up.
they
So
listen,
I was
it's
like,
coming.
hey, look, you know, about
And that's
5
important,
months, you
too.
know, this is how to, you know, and you know, so you know, I didn't just do it overnight. You know, anything I do is not going to be
Well, that's-
overnight. You know, and
Well, that's smart that you do that because that's just period, especially in business, people don't like abrupt change. They like to gradually get, you know, work their way into it, you know, get ready for it. That's what I do on my prices. That's what I do on things that I got going on. I always say, hey, not right now.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? But in like, you know, my price is going up, but to all my regulars, y'all take y'all time getting there. But
Yeah.
to everyone new coming in, this is
Yeah.
where they prices. But
Those are
y'all
the
that's
people
been
you go with on
running with me for a long time, take your time getting there. I ain't tripping. Like we good. Just keep coming.
yeah.
You
So
know.
I mean, yeah, I definitely, you know, if I'm go up, you know, about 6 months, you know, I start warming them up to, hey, look, this is where it's gonna be. You know, some people, man, good, yeah, man, hey, man, hey, no problem. I'm supporting. You know what I'm saying? They want to see you do good or whatever.
Right.
You know.
And I think that's
some
a
people
sign of
don't
you
want
being
to
a
see
good
you do
barber.
so good. You know.
Yeah, some people don't want to see you grow. I remember having an argument with a client because I was moving over here. Why you want to leave over there? Why don't you just stay over here? I'm
Yeah.
like, damn.
I bought a, you know, I made a, you know, before I made my house purchase, I got a guy that's like, literally like, and he paid me well, but he thought I wasn't doing as well as I was doing. So when he started seeing I'm actually doing like, and
10
he's
times
like,
better than he
yeah,
thought you would.
and then he's literally like, well, I can't see how you make this kind of house purchase and you don't have that in the bank or whatever. And literally,
How you know what you got in the
literally,
bank?
he stopped coming off of that. He was like, you know, then
Wait,
you know, I
wait,
made a
wait.
car purchase or whatever. So he's like, where's
Wait
your
a
car or
second.
whatever?
Why is he watching you like that?
I mean, and this guy's been with me for probably since 2000.
And then how he don't see it
And
then?
he just left about a year ago, but literally he was
So
like,
he been with you almost 20 years and he don't see you should be here by now?
because he was just like, he's just like, I love you when you're down there.
Yeah.
I don't like you
Ooh.
I hate you
Listen.
when you're up here.
That's a good segue, bro, because a lot of our friends, family, and people that, you know, follow us, when we're coming up and we're here and they're kind of like here, they love us, they respect us,
Yeah.
you know, they rocking with us, they can relate to us because they're in a place in their life where they can only handle somebody that's beneath them. But as soon as you start to rise and you damn near really surpass them, then it's almost like they can't relate to you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's kind of, now the relationship is different. You know what I mean? Like I've seen that so much. And that happens in a lot of relationships, you know, people, your spouse, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, you know, you start to, you know, evolve a little bit and they can't relate to you on this new level of success, which is a podcast we're gonna talk about later on down the line. But that's real, JB. That's huge. And then that's messed up.
Yeah, that's messed
But
up,
it
man.
says a lot about, you know, people and how they think and how they see you.
Just like the girl when she was mad because I charged her son, the same
Right.
price the freaking husband got. You know what I mean? And like I said, she was like, oh, she was a real sweet girl until she was like, yeah, I need you down there. You know what I mean?
Right.
So yeah, your worth is
Right.
$10 to me.
And that's crazy because you're talking about my worth, but I'm servicing your child.
Yeah, and
And it's his first. Why? You could have went anywhere for the first haircut, but you specifically chose me.
yeah, so between her and I get they want to save their money and all that, but it's like, you 30-some years old or whatever, you got stuff going. We can't live that tight or whatever.
Right.
You got to take some. Any reward you're gonna have to take some kind of risk. You know what I mean? And
Oh, let me ask you, are these people black?
yeah, they're black.
And see, that's another thing, man. Like, come on, black folks. Let's support each other, man.
Yeah, so.
Support somebody, especially somebody that's been doing it forever.
So I don't got a lot of people like that, but somebody, and sometimes, relationships, like you got boys that you was good with in high school, y'all are still good, but you don't need to see them
Right.
every day.
Mhm.
I don't
No,
need
I
to
don't
see
need
you,
to
but
every day.
every handful of
Yeah.
years, and man, I love you. I got boys, I love you, but I don't need
Right.
to see you on a weekly, on a monthly, or no yearly or whatever. But when I see you or whatever, we can sit up and we can rap for a
Yeah.
while, but it's just, like I said, it's just like relationships, Unless you marry somebody or whatever, you don't owe them nothing. Like a woman, you don't owe that woman nothing unless y'all get married or whatever. Now it's like, okay.
Now y'all won,
yeah,
so,
Yeah, now,
you know.
yeah. But, y'all can date for 10 years and next thing you know, you can wake up, you got a right to,
Right.
depart and to say, hey, look, my
Right.
feelings ain't worth it. What, all right, let's wash your hands,
Right.
So, yeah, one thing about, this field or whatever, you just turn people around. Some people come around a couple of years later. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And,
Yeah, they do.
Yeah,
We
he
got
was a
people
good,
come
yeah,
back.
yeah. Oh man, yeah, he was good, but, and I don't notice that people are gone really until
Yeah,
I
until you see a
him.
picture. For me, it's when I see like a picture or I'm going, I'm like, oh, I ain't seen that dude in a minute.
Yeah.
But you was more or less like, oh, when you see him out and about, like,
Yeah.
oh,
Oh
snap.
man, I did.
Yeah.
Man, I ain't seen him.
Because
in a
I can
while,
think of
whatever.
like 20 people, I can't think of, but I know it's like probably like 20 people that I was cutting last year that I'm not cutting this year. And I, not that I don't notice, but I know that that is the case.
Yeah, I mean, it's
But,
just-
but how you say, every time one go,
Yeah.
you get
One-
two more.
Yeah, one go, two come. So I mean, you don't miss it because you're not seeing it.
Right.
You still filled up what you were supposed
Yep.
to fill up. So like I said, what you don't do, somebody else gonna
Somebody else gonna do it. So yeah, man. Yeah, this is that real barber talk, bro. Facebook, IG, y'all follow us, man. Tomorrow I'm gonna have on my boy Bruce and Dre of Legends Barbershop right there on Nacogdoches. We're gonna get into it. We're gonna be talking this barber talk and just like growth and all that kind of good stuff. And then on Wednesday I got my boy Izzy from the old owner of what is Legends now, which used to be Izzy's, and we're gonna talk about some good stuff. I'm just gonna leave it at
do. He's
that.
a good peeps. I like
Oh,
Izzy.
he's a great dude, yeah.
I like Izzy.
Yeah, Izzy. Shout out to the whole Izzy family. Shout out to R.I.P. to Izzy, the baby, and just the whole Peterson family: Shalay, Dwight, Bubba, Siani, everybody, grandbaby, everybody. So we're gonna have him on Wednesday. So I can't wait for that. What else we got going on? I'll be out of town this weekend. I'll be in ATL, shouting. Shout out to my son Tyler, because I'm gonna be out there kicking it with him for the weekend, and my cousin Eric and his fiance and the whole nine. So I'll be doing that this weekend. What else we got? That's about it. That's all I got. You need a haircut? We down here at 1010 South Flores, right here in San Antonio, Destination Barbershop. And also JB's Barbershop, Turning Heads, right around the corner as well.
It's 1019 East
10,
Carson.
1019 East Carson. And y'all check him out as well, man. Probably can't get on though. Had to get one of his other barbers.
Man, we got a good team of guys or whatever, so
Yeah, me too, man.
I'm not gonna pump that I'm the greatest barber in there or whatever. Shoot, I got some guys that got some pretty good skills.
Now, I know
whatever, you know,
what's the young gunner next to you?
Galloway
Got it, man. Galloway got the glow, man. Shout out to Young Gallo, man. And what's your boy? What's my boy name?
Gallo's one of our souls.
I'm trying to think of his nickname first. I don't want to say his first name. What's his little tag? Right across from you.
Oh, D Hill.
Yeah, but what? Don't he got
Blade Runner.
Blade Runner, baby.
Yeah, that's Blade Runner.
Well, shout out to that Blade Runner in the building, man.
Yeah, Blade Runner got
Yeah,
skills
he
too.
got the
shoot.
skills to pay
Blade
the bills,
Runner.
man. He's very ambitious brother, man.
Blade Runner. Galloway.
What up? Any
Shoot.
barbers out there that you want to give a shout out to?
Jackie, a legend.
Oh, yeah, that's-
he's
goes
my
without
big
saying.
brother, mentor. You know, that boy. I put him against anybody. You know, so
Facts.
he's definitely, you know, grown me as a person, grown me as a barber or whatever. He basically got me at like 19 years old. So, you know,
Man,
I was
that's good.
like 19 to 20, and I think I was probably like 2 years in the game at that time already. So, but yeah,
Shout out to your grandfather too, cause he was a barber,
yeah,
right?
my grandfather. That's where I
That's where it all
learned
comes
that.
from.
Yeah, he cut a whole head with one pair of shears or whatever.
Man.
Like I said, man, he'd get a haircut, cut an edge up and everything, and not use no clipper or whatever, you know.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, but you know, when you're doing something for 50 years or whatever.
Oh
you
yeah,
know,
that's
and-
yeah.
Yeah, I mean.
And when you know that's what you had then.
Yeah, that's what you had. So all the stuff we got that look
Yeah.
good or whatever, you know, like, you know, it's a little easier to do it now, but you know, hey, that's like freaking lawnmowers. You know, the one that has a little, you know, the little push lawnmower. And,
Yeah.
you know, now you got lawnmowers you can jump on top of, and the bad
Right.
ones will cut a yard in 5 minutes. So
Yeah, now you got remote control
yeah,
lawnmowers. I've seen that. You seen that? So yeah, you William Barber College alumni too, correct?
yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, Mr. Williams, same
Yes, sir.
thing. I didn't say He didn't come in and cut a lot of hair, but
Yeah.
when he came in, people, they, it was a magnet, you know,
Right.
you could feel that. And like I said, he definitely showed me something. But Mr. C or whatever, great barber, and he was a big mentor to me too.
What other barbers
That's
out
Mr.
there?
Carwell, and he's at Mr. C's or whatever. But so he was my instructor at that time, and he taught me a lot too. That man taught me, and I was damn near pretty much a son figure to him, you know, and you know, he played a big part for a handful of years. You know, made sure I got home every day and all that, you know. So, yeah, he was, you know, put food in me, you know, and
Taught you a
took
lot
me-
of things that you
taught
doing
me-
for
taught
young
me
brothers
about-
today.
Yeah, oh yeah, he was definitely, you know. So between, you know, he grabbed me first, and you know, he was definitely, you know, one of the big mentors, and you know, successful, you know, and he's still cutting hair for $10-12 or something like that.
Wow.
But he loves to do it. Or
Right.
retired military, so he doesn't have to do
Oh,
it.
yeah,
He just
he's just
he
doing
just
it for
does
love.
it. He just does it because he wants to
Yeah.
do it, and he likes to, you know, he just loves people or whatever,
Right.
you know. So he's that barber that's never gonna rise his prices, and you know, and I'm pretty sure him and his landlord got a pretty good deal. They
Yeah.
worked out or whatever because he has
He
a
grandfathered in.
Yeah, and you know how that goes. But yeah, so shout out to him, you know, Jack.
What other? Is there any barbers out there that you know that you would like to see on the show? That would make a good guest outside of Jack already. We just gotta get up. Jack is ain't gonna get up in the morning.
Who's out there? There's
Cause I
so
wanna, you know,
it's-
Jesus. I've talked to Jesus. He's gonna come on one of
Does
these
he
days.
cut hair still?
I don't know if
I
he
think
cuts
had a
hair. I just know he got a
haircut or
bunch of barbershops he opened up. So I'm interested to find out what's going on with
so,
him.
Yeah, that's
So, but yeah, that's a great barber.
yeah, no, Jesus could cut some
Yeah,
hair
he
or
cut
whatever.
some
You
hair,
know,
bro.
I done seen, you know, and as being barbers or whatever, we're always gonna look and, you know, be
Yeah.
critics of other people's works. And, you know, I just see people, man, where you get that fade from?
Yeah,
That's a
that's
good looking
Jesus.
fade. And, yeah, it's, you know, like, Jesus is a Hispanic guy, and, you know, and he's mixed or whatever,
Right.
you know, but yeah, no, he's
Yeah.
always been, you know, so, and I know him, but not to where we're
Yeah, I don't
boys
know
and
him
nothing
either like
I
that,
just-
but he's cut my hair before, and I just, just as a barber looking on the
Francis
outside,
is
looking
good,
in, and who else? Dietrich. I'm trying to have Dietrich come on the show too,
Dietrich
man.
is good.
Yeah, I'm trying to have the guys that I look up to, like guys that can really speak on being a barber, such as yourself. And
Shucks, who else? I mean, it's some good guys.
it's
It's some
a lot
good
of
barbers
East Side
out
cats
there.
that I can't
It's
think
some-
of at
it's
the
some-
moment.
There's some good barbers out there.
What was
I
that shop
respect.
called? Remember Tony Texas T?
Vaughn.
She used to work Vaughn.
So
Okay.
Vaughn is
Yes,
a-
I want to
Vaughn
have
is a
him
good
and
barber.
there's a couple brothers that he worked with.
Yeah,
that I
Ray
know.
Lowe.
Yeah,
Ray Lowe,
all those guys, man, they are
Yeah,
legends.
and we all went to school together or whatever.
So,
you know,
yeah.
so I wouldn't say they were mentors, but we all came.
Yeah,
in
y'all
the
came
same,
up in the same
We all
era.
came in the same little class or whatever.
Okay.
Between
And Duke?
me, Courtney, Vaughn, Ray Lowe, Shucks, Amos, Joseph Price, Mr. Hamp. But we had an event, at the barber college that time. Man, we were putting out some good haircuts. Barbershops wasn't surviving like that because, man, we had 10 guys in there at least that could cut some hair or whatever. We had all kind of people coming through there. So, and it dropped off a hand for now. I go in there and, guys are doing less cutting and, more, and some of the new barbers, they want to get rich quick.
Yep.
Like if I cut 5 hairs, I'm good
I'm
for the
good.
day.
Like,
But and some people are trying to charge so much so they don't have to do so much.
right,
So,
and they're not doing a lot of work, and that's not
Yeah,
that's not
so-
what works.
yeah, that's not what works or whatever.
not what
you know,
works
the
in the long
volume
run.
is always gonna kill or whatever. So
Yeah.
people they turn, they hot and cold, sometimes I want to pay 50, sometimes I want to pay 20, you just never know or whatever. So that's why it's always good to have that backup.
Right.
So, you got enough, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got
Gotta have that
enough.
overflow. The deal is to always have
Yeah.
overflow. I'd rather have people I can't get to than not being able to get none.
Yeah, it's
you know
a
what I'm
good
saying?
problem to have.
That's a good problem to have.
Definitely
So,
a good problem to
yeah.
have, but,
And it's a blessing too. I don't take it for granted. I truly appreciate it. And I'm sorry for all those people who I can't get to, because again, I'm like you said earlier, I'm mostly focused on my core. Like I gotta make sure my core is taken care of first and foremost, because these are the people that are here weekly, bi-weekly. I gotta make sure that they're good. I'm down for the new folks, of course, always taking in new folks. But, when it comes to certain like situations, like I'm gonna look at them first. The guy that comes every 3 months, every 6 months, you might be on pause. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm still waiting to hear back from Sydney. Shout out to Sydney. Happy birthday, Sydney. He had a dope party this weekend. It was dope. And we had a good time.
Sid, yeah, dang,
shout
I
out
miss
to
I
Patrick.
miss Sid.
Yeah, we're
dang.
down. We gonna have
Happy
boy
birthday,
Gary.
Sid. This is birthday today though, right?
Okay, is it?
Yeah, I think
Oh,
it's
shit.
today.
Let
I
me
think
type
I
in
seen
happy
it
birthday.
on
Up.
that.
Happy birthday, Sid. But yeah, we're going on an hour and 10 minutes, man. Like, we're going to wrap this up here in a
Sid,
second.
we
but-
gotta get Sid married or something like that. He's,
Oh, that
he's
boy.
been the longest single guy to know, and they said you ain't far from my age or whatever either. So I don't know what you're running from.
Yeah, Sydney just wants somebody that ain't from San Antonio. When you're a club promoter, it's hard for a club promoter to get married, I feel like, in their own city, especially to a girl from their own city.
Yes.
Because they know, especially if you've been a promoter for like over a decade,
Yeah,
like,
that tag
you
on.
know everybody, like, and you know they secrets.
Well, that's the business you're in, though. So hey.
All right, let me see here, man. Who we got on here? Patrick, shout out. Put to my fave from South Crown. Okay, what up? But yeah, man, we're gonna have that boy Gary Thompson on here soon. He wants to come on the show and talk to that talk. We got married easily. What up?
Gary,
Is that his name is Gary Gwaine Thompson.
yeah, that's my boy. He used to
Okay.
come to the shop too.
Okay, yeah,
just
I haven't
love that.
really met him in
Just-
person, but on Facebook, he's a very positive guy, and he's always showing love, and so
Oh, yeah,
I just
Gary
want to
good.
like,
Oh yeah, him and his brother, they both good peeps or whatever.
Okay,
Gary
good.
just bought a new car too, so.
do you know that dude named Perry? Perry, he was on my show not too long ago. He's running for council or something, city council. Perry, dang, what's his dude name?
Is it Alvin
Yeah,
Perry?
no, not Alvin, his brother.
No,
Something else, Perry.
yeah, I just seen him.
You know
on
him?
there, in a sense, I don't know him like that. Shucks, I forget the boy's name, but I mean, I forget. I mean, but I have ran into him a couple times.
Yeah, I definitely want to have him back on the show. We had an interesting show last season. It was good and it was something else. So, but I just saw him on the what's it called, talking about he was running for city council. So definitely want to bring him back on the show at some point and see what he's talking about. But what else I want to say? I want to give a shout out to the Castro brothers running for president. He announced his candidacy. So.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Shucks, I missed that.
Yeah, man. We already knew
Yeah.
just this past weekend. But he already, I got, shout out to Dwayne Robinson, his one of his campaign people, who also brought
From
in
the west
Willie.
side of San Antonio. Shoot,
Shout out to Willie,
Jefferson
too.
High
Willie was
School,
on here
you know,
earlier.
that's-
But,
Jefferson, yeah, you know, Castro's, I mean, they're a little older than me, but yeah, they kind of the same neighborhood I grew up.
Oh, really?
From the yeah, on the west side.
so yeah, the goal is to have them on the show. He's supposed to be trying to get me at least one of them on the show. So I just think that's dope that he's
You know,
running
spend
for it
some
with a
money
twin
for
brother.
that. So. Well, I mean, you got Nelson Wolf come
I
through
got
here,
Nelson
so
Wolf,
if
man.
you had
Listen,
Nelson
man.
Wolf come through here,
Listen.
you might be able to.
Castro brothers, listen, this is the barbershop. Y'all got to come through. A lot of major changes in our country have been made through, barbershops as far as, back in the gap. But you definitely got to come through. We downtown. We support you, and you come show your face, man. Come talk to the people. So, and so I can go viral.
Oh, shit. Hey, man, that's, you got an icon right there. I mean, that's,
Yeah, man. So,
yeah, that's better than having one of them basketball players up.
Right.
That was a monumental moment. So,
Yeah.
have guys like that. I was impressed when I seen, Nelson Wolf. I was
Yeah.
like, oh man, forget all the basketball players.
You got Nelson Wolf in this
I'm
joint.
like, I'm a fan of him. Give me a picture with him. Like, look, no, I didn't need the picture with George or whoever. I'm like, okay, I see enough. Yeah, I see David Robinson by the freaking week, whatever. Never took a picture with him. Right. So,
yeah, I'm gonna have Nelson on here soon too, man. They all running for office right now, so I'm pretty sure they'll take advantage. Plus, we gotta support our city, and then it's all about, knowing who your people are locally, because they're the ones that are going to create the change that we want up high. So, anyway, this is the Detail Did It podcast. Man, I had a great show. Thank you, JB. Thanks for for coming out, man. This ain't the last time. He's my best friend in this bar game, so he's gonna be on here as much as he can come through. Planned or unplanned. Yeah, you can sign up. Alrighty, man. God bless. Y'all stay safe. And I'll see y'all tomorrow. Tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. We got Bruce. We got some barber talk, and I'll see y'all Wednesday.
Bruce
and
good peeps
also,
too, or whatever. I just met Bruce 1 or 2 times, but he's good peeps. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that boy crazy, man. He gonna like the show tomorrow morning. I can already know. But and then again we got Izzy on next week, and again we also have Patrick and Chad with their reality and realty show again tomorrow, right after me. Thursday we're gonna have our first show. My guy, where's my guy stuff? Oh, did I write it down? I didn't write it down. Nope. But anyway, he's gonna have a guy coming on, Joseph Millhouse, and he was going to be discussing finances. So, black, brown, white, everybody, y'all pay attention. For those whose family aren't taught these things that are important to us, such as finance and credit and all that good stuff, he'll be on starting his show about those such things. So I want to intercept the show with a book. Shout out to Dwayne again. This is called Barbers. I'm telling you, I need to get this book. It's called Barbershops, Bible, and BT. So, and this is imperative stuff. So real quick, who said this? Hazel Scott said, whoever walked behind anyone to freedom, if we can't go hand in hand, I don't want to go at all. Scott Hazel, 1974. Say it loud, I'm black and I'm proud. James Brown, 1968. Let me just read something real quick before we go. It says, black people come together to worship, organize around communal problems, sit together to cut and style one another's hair, pass news about each other through oral and written networks, and use music, style, and humor to communicate with each other. Along with the intimacies of family and the responsibilities of work, these are the everyday spaces of